Wow.
That's a pretty big update. What is going on, guys? My name is TDefton. I'm a developer by day and a gamer by night. If you guys are into development, gaming, or both, consider dropping a sub. Let's go ahead and jump into this. Today, what I really wanted to talk about is update 1.2. If you guys have not been following Cyberpunk's development history, you guys obviously know Cyberpunk did not have the best launch of 2020. Or of really any game of recent times. We've had some really bad launches, and Cyberpunk was no exception. Sadly, it launched with mixed reviews because of a lot of the bugs and technical issues, and not just that, but also gameplay issues that the game had. I had a good time with it. I actually didn't experience too many bugs, technical issues, anything like that, so I was pretty thankful. But a lot of people did, especially on the base consoles. Those, sheesh. They had some problems. But today what I really wanted to take a look at is this new update that dropped today, 1.2, which is absolutely massive. Like, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. There are so many lines of updates and changes here. Like, I don't even know. I don't think I've ever seen an update to a game that's this big before. Not just that, but just take a look at the update size. That's like 30 gigs. 30 gigs for a single update, and it's mostly patches and fixes. Obviously, I mean, that's not a good sign. I mean, you don't want your game to be that buggy, but the fact that they were able to get out a patch like this, you could tell that they really want this game to succeed. So let's go ahead and grab a snack. I have some ramen right here. Let's go ahead and go through some of the patch notes together. We're not going to read all of it, obviously, because it's going to take too long. Nobody wants to do that. But what I would like to do is run through a couple of the major changes that they've made. There's so many fixes. If you want to take a look at all of them, just read the patch notes. But I do want to take a look at some of the most notable ones. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So what I really wanted to do today was focus on 10 to 11, maybe like 12. I don't really remember. But somewhere around there, of the core general fixes and updates that is that's kind of just wide across the entire game, because a majority of the fixes here are actually kind of quest specific. So for example, it updates the pathing for a particular NPC on a particular quest, or fixes a blocker that prevents people from progressing on this particular quest. There's a lot of updates like that. There's a much smaller subset of updates and fixes that are more general. So I'm really going to be focusing on those today. And then we're going to hop into some gameplay afterwards, check if we can see anything different from our end, hopping onto an old character, and also taking a look at some of the new settings that they added. So let's go ahead and get into this. Hey. I just want you to do something real quick. Before the video continues, I just want you to do something real quick. Go follow the Twitch channel, Twitch TV/TDefton. If you guys don't know, I have a Twitch channel. Head over there. The community is great. We'd love to have you. We play a variety of games, from horror games to indie games to Apex to whatever. We play a bunch of different games over there. We have a blast of a time every single time I stream. Head over there whenever you can. But that's not the focus of today's video. Let's get back to it. So getting started, we have NPC D spawn radius for when the player commits a crime has been increased. So you will no longer see a massive amount of cops just spawn behind you after you commit a crime. They'll end up spawning, I guess, further down the block, and then they'll start running towards you. But I'm sure it's still not the best experience. It's definitely a band-aid patch. That's something that they still need to work on. New steering sensitivity slider added to control settings allows reducing steering speed for all vehicles on all input devices, particularly useful for keyboard users. So it's just a quality of life update there, nothing really too crazy. So let's continue. Adjust the vehicle's steering code to work better in low and extreme high frame rate situations to produce more consistent results, improve steering on base consoles noticeably. So I guess this, as they say here, is more of an update for base consoles. It seems like base consoles were having an issue where, because their frame rate was so sporadic, it caused this to not work properly. It caused like the steering of vehicles to not work properly. I've definitely seen that in other games where the frame rate is kind of linked to the performance of like the game itself. So that's good, I guess. just a good quality of life thing. Unstuck rotating / rocking feature added to all vehicles. So basically, it's a feature that you see in a ton of other games where they basically allow you to rock your vehicle back and forth if you're stuck on a ledge or something like that and you can't really get off. So it's a quality of life thing. They definitely should have had it in the base game, but obviously they didn't have enough time to implement it. Another cool thing that I noticed here, if V picks up a body containing a quest item, the item will automatically be added to the inventory. So that's just, once again, a nice quality of life thing. Sometimes you just don't want to be picking up the item, you know what I mean? You just, like, you have the body on you, why doesn't it just add to your inventory? So that's one nice little update that they did. I really appreciate that. That's definitely useful. And then beyond that, on this page there isn't really too much else. A lot of these have to do with particular quests, second conflict, like Supreme, a bunch of stuff, right? Here's another quality of life thing. When the Aldecados move or leave Night City, all signs of their old camp will be cleaned up. So it's like just a quality of life thing. That's also probably for performance as well. But let's go on to the second page. This is noticeably where I noted a lot of things, because there's actually a lot of things on here that's just generally good for the game, in terms of like stability. So there's a lot of stability fixes over here, and performance fixes over here. That's going to be huge. Optimization, all that kind of stuff. It's going to be huge, especially going forward as more content is added to the game. So I'm glad that they're, thinking about that now and they're implementing that now. Basically, here we have improved stability and performance of the game engine and the rendering engine. So if you guys don't know, the game engine is what actually handles all of the logic. So it's the thing that handles all of the ifs and thens and all that. So it handles what happens when a barrel explodes right next to a car, etc., or what happens when you shoot a bullet at this particular animal or this particular person in this particular spot. How should they react? What should happen? What should trigger? The cops, how should they spawn in? All that kind of stuff. That's handled by the engine. And then the rendering engine is actually what renders things on your screen, so it's actually what you see. So they just did a bunch of performance and stability improvements to the engine and the rendering engine, so hopefully we'll see a little bit of increased frames. We'll jump into game in just a moment so we can check that out, see if I got any increased frames from the last time I played. Hopefully I do, but if not, it's not a big deal. We'll see. Next thing, memory optimizations and memory management. So hopefully there aren't going to be any memory leaks, but it's good that they're continuously optimizing memory management. That's definitely huge. Various optimizations and improvements in shadows, shaders, physics, work spot system. I don't know what a work spot system is. That's actually kind of interesting. I should look that up. Spawn system, scene system, animation system, occlusion system, and facial animation system. So they've just done a bunch of optimizations on a bunch of various systems, and I'm glad to see shadows, shaders, and physics are all on that list, because those are incredibly taxing on your GPU in comparison to a lot of other things, so it could end up leading to quite a bit of extra frames. We'll see. And then going down over here, PC specific stuff, the main thing that I wanted to note is we have a bunch of more key bindings. I'm especially happy about this right here. Keyboard bindings, it is now possible to unbind dodge from the movement keys. So no longer will you be sneaking and accidentally double tap D or A or S or any of those keys and then dodge out of stealth and then get spotted. That is huge, because that was super annoying. That was so freaking annoying to deal with. So I'm glad that they fixed that. And there are more keys available for rebinding. So we'll hop into game and take a look at those as well. Modding, they actually added a new mod folder, a dedicated mod folder. There used to be one in the patch folder somewhere, but now I believe it is, I guess it's in the root directory. And we could actually take a look in our in our system right now to see if the new modding folder is there, or the new mod folder. Beyond that, they did some updates or fixes for larger resolutions, so 4 and 5K and 8K resolution screens. They did some patches for that, and as I mentioned before, there's just a bunch of quest updates and like various fixes for various things. For example, multiple visual updates, adjustments for ads. It was saying something about, oh, right here, ads not being displayed properly on curbs. So, you know, just overall quality of life stuff. Definitely that seems to be the case here. So I'm definitely glad to see this update. Let's go ahead and hop into game, see if I get any extra frames, especially while recording. I'm actually very curious about that. So funny thing, I launched the game and it crashed right away. I was in the main menu, I tabbed out for a second, and the game crashed. Let me try and launch it again. What I was trying to do before was trying to take a look inside of the game folder to see if I see the mod folder, the mods folder that they were talking about in the patch notes, but okay. Alright guys, so we are now in game in Cyberpunk 2077. Let's head into the settings and see what's new. So under gameplay, no, actually under controls, you have this these new settings up here. Dodging on movement input keys, you have a toggle on and off, so that's for PC only. You have steering sensitivity, which I think is the like steering, well, the steering sensitivity setting that they mentioned that they added. And then also under key bindings, I noticed that we have a couple of new settings here. We have move forward, move backward, move left, move right. I don't think those were there before. I could be wrong, but I don't remember me being able to actually change those keys before, which, I mean, makes sense in hindsight, but also, you know, maybe some people have a custom keyboard. Like, just for accessibility settings, it's good to allow people to change those keys. And then likewise over here for moving up and down and left and right inside of menus, I don't think that was able to be bound to different keys before. Once again, I could be wrong. If I am, let me know. Also, another thing I noticed, I feel like there's more options here than there were before. From all the way from open phone down to open inventory. I don't think all of these settings were able to be changed. But yeah, anyway, those are all the changes that I noticed straight off the bat. In terms of FPS, the FPS seems to be kind of the same. There's still that bug. I don't know if anybody else experienced it or not, but I'm experiencing a bug where whenever I die or restart my game, I just get a huge FPS dip for some reason. It doesn't happen every time, but it happens quite often, where I'll die, as I mentioned before, and then my FPS will just dip down to like 20. I'm not really sure what is going on there, but that's a super annoying issue. And then let's go ahead and test the cops spawning here. I'm not even gonna really... Oh, these are enemies. I need to kill a civilian. Let's do that. Alright, let's see. So now it says I'm in combat, but I don't see anyone here. So drone hasn't spawned yet. I guess it's waiting for me to look away for a long period of time. Like, yeah, there it is. Oh, what? Oh, and there we go. We have a cop running. Firefight! Let me know what you guys experienced. If you guys noticed anything new that I did not pick up on or I did not say, make sure you leave it in the comments. I'm sure, I know I'd love to read it, and I'm sure other people would as well. You'd be helping out a lot of people. But yeah, guys, that seems to be it. The bug fixes, they definitely seem huge. There's an immense list of bug fixes and patches over here with update 1.2, but without actually playing through the entirety of the game, it's going to be difficult for me to see an impact right now. And it would be the same thing for you guys if you're planning on jumping back into the game because of this new update, or, you know, maybe playing or continuing with a character or, you know, something of the sort, then you might not get what you're expecting here. I was hoping to get an update where I'd visibly see the changes pretty quickly, whether it was performance or like just quality of life stuff, as I mentioned before. But as of right now, it doesn't really seem like that's the case. It's a good step in the right direction. They definitely need to iron out all of the issues with the core game, you know, the core storyline and all of that, which is what they're doing. But if you're looking for an update that would kind of make you want to come back to the game, this might not be it, unless you had a really bad experience with your playthrough the first time, and you want to come in and experience the game more in line of how it should be experienced. If you're in that boat, hop back in, play Cyberpunk, and let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you did enjoy, please go ahead and leave a like on this video. I would really appreciate it. If you loved it, please go ahead and subscribe. I would really appreciate that as well. If you can, leave a comment down below letting me know what you think about this. Is this enough? Is this not? I'm kind of on the fence. I'm sure you are too. Love to hear from you guys in the comments. Thank you so much for watching once again. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.